welcome to the Creative Chicken. This is one of our little chicken nuggets, and today I'm going to show you a new product that we have online at www.thecreativechicken.co.uk, and these are iZink ices. They're made by Alidine in France, who have a reputation for fabulous quality dyes, and they've been designed by Seth Apter, who's one of my favourite mixed media artists. Lovely guy, Seth. Check out his work if you get the chance. So what is ice? Ice is a translucent glaze. It comes in 18 different colours, and like acrylic paints you can mix them. As well as 18, what I would say, normal colours, it also comes in some metallics. So we've got gold, a silver, a beautiful copper, and then you've got pearl. Pearl is great because you can add it to any of the other colours to turn those into a metallic finish. So let's have a look at what ice does. So ice comes in these fabulous little pouches, which are a really good way of preventing the product from drying out. Unlike bottles with tops, sometimes you don't get the tops on quite right. Here we've got our little packet. I've just got some plain white card here, and I'm just going to apply a small amount of ice onto my spatula. I could just do this straight onto your card. Because of the high pigment concentration in these, you don't need a lot. And then you can see, spreading it with my spatula, we get this beautiful glaze. The more you spread it, see, the thinner it goes and the softer the effect you get with it. You can scratch into it. You've got a little bit of working time with it, but it does dry pretty quick, and it's actually quite sticky to touch till it's dry. So that's my first colour. You'll notice I applied it with a spatula. You can also use a silicone brush or a brayer. I wouldn't advise you to use a paintbrush, because unless you wash it absolutely immediately, it's going to ruin your brushes. So I'm just going to take another colour here. That one that I used is one of my favourites, Blue Ocean. Now, it's a bit strange because these are made in France, so we do have the French name on the back of the packets. If you look on the website, you'll see that I've got the French and the English name on there for you. So this one is Roseries. I'm taking a little bit of that onto my spatula. Now this first layer is almost dry, and I can just work over the top, spreading it out and get this lovely soft effect. You see, I'm scratching into it a little bit there because I'm using a metal spatula. And I'll show you how you can apply it with a silicone brush. And you can see when you put it on, at first it's quite intense, but the more you spread it round, the softer the colours will get. And you can make your marks and what have you in it if that's the kind of thing you like to do. And just play with it and spread it round. So if you mix two colours together and they're still wet, they will mix just like acrylic paints. If, however, the first layer is dry, when you put your second one on, as it was here, you'll get some of your first colour coming through. So this time I'm just going to take a bit of yellow, put a bit of that on top. I quite like marks and scratches on my mixed media. If you're not so keen, then I would say use a silicone brush or a plastic spatula. But the more you play with it and spread it around, the softer the effect, or as Seth says, the dreamier the effect you get. And I don't know if you'll be able to pick that up on the camera, but you do actually get this lovely shimmer, this glossy finish. Take another colour, let me have a think, whatever, I might pop a bit of blue on there. So the more layers you apply, the more depth you're going to get to your work and the more interest. A bit of blue, and just to show you, when you put it on like that, you've got the quite deep, vibrant colour, but as you spread it, you tend to get it becoming more soft and dreamy. So that's the ice. There's one of these that I want to show you, which in English it's whiskey ice, but here it's called beige meal, and it doesn't look a very appetizing colour in there, but this is great if you want to make a vintage effect on anything. So I'm just going to put a little bit onto my spatula here, and you'll see you've got that lovely vintagey, almost yellowy sepia look. So it actually looks quite different when you start spreading it out to what it looks there in your packet. And this is really good if you want to add it to something to create a vintage effect. So for instance, I've got just a bit of scrap card there with a stamp on it. Okay, you can see we've got a nice vintage effect on there. So if I wanted to use that in an art journal or a junk journal, I'll just let it dry, cut it out, and I'd have a vintage effect. But these glazes are great for changing the colours of your papers and things that you're using in art journaling. So for instance, I'll grab one out of this little book here. Let's say I wanted to use this in a junk journal, but I was going for a pink theme. I can just pick up, this one is Rosy Rosy. I can't remember what the name for that one is in English, but you'll see if you have a look on my page. So I want to take this into the pink tones, so I can just cover with a bit of the glaze. And you can see a little bit goes a long way. Let that dry off, and then I've got some pink tones that I can use in my junk journal, or if I decided I wanted to go with green. So I think this is fabulous if you're limited with the papers that you've got and you want to use a specific colour palette. You can just use your ice to change the colours of the paper that you're working with. Here we go. And then again, we can layer one on top of another and get a completely different effect. Okay, so that's your iZink ice from Alidine with Seth Apter. Translucent glaze finish, great for art journaling, junk journaling, any kind of mixed media work. And over the next few days, I'll be showing you some more little techniques that we can use ice for. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you've enjoyed this creative chicken nugget. Remember, all products are available online at www.thecreativechicken.co.uk.